Good, man. How are you?
How are we doing this evening? Doing good? Yeah.
If you have a question for Coach, just say your name and affiliation before asking, please. Yeah, Coach Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com. Do you feel like now, 2 scrimmages in, a few weeks in, you have enough information to make a decision on the quarterback?
I know it's kind of the popular topic, obviously, and everybody kind of wants to know. But quite honestly, I have to go back, and I haven't even watched the film yet, so kind of go back and study it and kind of make sure that we make the best decision. Right now, it's going to be a hard one. I can tell you that right now. They've all kind of played really well, and we got to kind of see who's going to kind of step out in front a little bit after tonight.
Plans to Auburn Daily, Coach. Obviously, a big topic is Ashford's mobility. We've heard a lot about him in terms of just expanding plays. But what have you seen out of him in his passing and his accuracy, and is it to your liking?
The big thing progress he's made in the accuracy piece is when he first got, he was trying to throw everything so hard. It was like his heart, so it'd be a 5-yard out or a flat from the back, and he would just try to throw it. So he couldn't even catch it, just right through his hands. So I just trying to get him to understand, like, we have got to throw catchable balls. That's the term we use. You got to throw a catchable ball. You got to make sure it's easy for him. And I think he's gotten a lot better over the last, 2 or 3 weeks through camp. And he's really kind of understanding that. And it's going to help him with his accuracy as well.
Coach Mark Murphy from Inside the Auburn Tigers, 24/7 Sports. What were you hoping to get out of the scrimmage this evening?
Yeah.
And overall opinion on how that went?
Tonight was very situational. I mean, obviously it was just we kind of broke it up into situations of the game, kind of get our guys to understand that, in every game, in every drive, in every scenario, it always changes. So we try to put them in those scenarios tonight by doing some red zone, doing some backed up, obviously some different situations. So it didn't really flow like a normal game, so to speak. It was very kind of choppy because we had to hit these situations. So that was really the basis for tonight. And I think overall they did well. We started off a little slow, to be honest, and then we got going. Now it also helped because we had the ball down tight in the red zone because it was red zone period. But I think they responded well. Like I said, we started a little slow, but then we got going, and it picked up as we finished.
Eric, Justin Hutchinson, Auburn Live. Is there anything you're doing different this fall in terms of the quarterbacks, in terms of charting them, or just trying to figure out who's being the most productive compared to maybe what you did last fall?
Yeah.
Did you change anything?
We did. Got a little more in detail, and really in everything they're doing. In the past, it was kind of a plus or a minus. Well, now we have a grading system that we use, and then we grade them out every day, every period, and then obviously accumulates throughout camp and obviously tonight in the game. So, yes, it's very detailed to everything they're doing, and not just really in the team periods. And we're talking to even like our individual and how we throw the ball and when we throw it, and because it's all that accuracy piece that we have to kind of iron out. So, yes, it's a different grading scale. It's a lot more detailed because we need those details to make the right decision.
So what prompted that? Just the battle this year?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, just knowing we had 3 or 4 guys potentially going to be in the battle, and then we were going to say, okay, at the end of this, how are we going to decipher who's the guy? You can't just put pluses and minuses and think. So we kind of had to kind of grade everything out. So it's actually it's a good system. I think I'll use moving forward as well.
Bill Cameron with ESPN 106.7. You talked with us last time about the receivers. Now you're pleased with that point. How have they done in the last week, and how do you feel to stand there?
Yeah, I think that they're really coming along. They're still kind of progressing as we go through, and I think they'll continue to progress. Because, like I said, last time we talked, there's some young faces, some older faces, kind of blend those guys together. And I think some of the new guys are really taking the initiative to kind of fit, not just be the new guy, but now kind of fit in and make plays, and they're getting more comfortable in the system. So I'm excited about that group moving forward. It could be kind of a sneaky group and no one really knows they're there, and then they'll kind of sneak up on you.
Eric, Phil Marshall, 247 Sports. The difficulty of obviously any camp, and then being a first-time coordinator in this program for these players, what kind of challenge has that been, and how have you dealt with it?
In what regard?
Just in getting things done that you want to get done, and understanding each other.
Yeah, I think for the most part, when we kind of put our installation plan together offensively, we kind of take it day by day on exactly what we're trying to get done and get coordinated with the staff and our players and myself. So that's kind of been the biggest part. Is there's a lot of good ideas out there. We do a lot of good things on offense, but now it's how can we hone it to fit our players? What do they do well? And that's what we really have to do, kind of moving forward, is find out that magical formula, whatever it is, in our playbook, and then pull those things out that, like whoever, like Robbie can run. So we got to get him in a position where he can run and get on the perimeter and throw the ball as well. So that's kind of the magical piece that we're looking for right now is what's the best formula for us. I think we're getting close. I really do. I think we're getting closer, I should say, as we get into game prep.
Would you say what y'all do, talk to the, pro style offense and this kind of, how would you or would you name your offensive scheme?
Yeah, we have a pro style system that has some no huddle elements to it. So that's kind of how we phrase it. It's like for quarterback, you're going to get under center, you can do some play action. We're going to get no huddle. We're going to do these things that, a lot of these NFL teams are doing, and not all college teams are doing that. And I think that's our blend. That's what makes it a little different, where we're going to have 2 tight ends on the field, get under center, we can run the ball, and then boom, you spread them out in 4 wide and then do a little RPO or something if we need to. So that's what's going to make us different. I think when teams are preparing for us, what do they prepare for? And that's kind of the advantage behind it.
Eric, I'm the bias move on AL.com. Hope you're doing well today.
I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
doing great.
You for the up downs. All right.
Yeah.
But, from there with the quarterbacks, can you tell us who took first team reps, as well as can you tell us how each guy did from what you saw?
Yeah. They all took reps. We kind of rotated them through evenly for that reason, because we wanted to give them a fair opportunity to go with the 1s and the 2s and the 3s. So again, I need to kind of watch the film, really evaluate it. My feel, my gut, just without watching it, just for calling the game, was just TJ had really good command. He had a lot of precision. He checked some plays for us and got us the right play, which is good. Robbie's flashy, can run around. He has really done, and I'm kind of speaking for the whole camp, but obviously today kind of materialized a little bit, but he's doing a better job just maturing in the position. He's really athletic and really run, but he's starting to play the quarterback position, which is important. And then Zach, we got to keep bringing him along. He's been kind of, like I said, like intertwined with all of our groups and the first, second, third team. And he has good days and bad days. We kind of keep him consistent as we go through. And I think that's kind of the push for all these quarterbacks getting ready to move into Mercer.
How would you describe TJ's camp, summer and camp as far?
I think it's been really good. I really do. Like I said, he's kind of tabbed as the older player because he was in the system last year. So he just has a different command. He has a different confidence about him when he's in that huddle or if he's at the line of scrimmage running the play. So I'm excited about TJ. TJ has a lot of ability, and he's a smart football player. Football is important to him. I think you'll kind of see that on Saturdays. Really do.
Brian Matthews, Auburn Sports again. On TJ, how did he sort of respond? How was his attitude when you guys did bring in a couple of transfers?
Yeah.
That can affect a young man like him. How do you feel like he responded?
He responded great initially. He didn't really bat an eye, kind of kept in stride and kept going. The funny thing was when we started practicing, and then we put another quarterback with the first team, that got him. That was like because it hit home. Like, ooh, I'm not taking these reps. I'm not with the ones. This guy's going to get a chance. So I think what that did, though, so he was a little upset first. We had to kind of talk him through it a little bit. Once he got through that, and he understood it's all about competition, getting the best guy on the field, it's going to make all of us better, he embraced it. It was a lot better. The initial shock at first, but then he got better through it.
Do you feel like that shows some maturity the way he handled it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Robbie, same thing. Same thing with Robbie. Robbie would go, he'd run with the Blues one day. Next day we put him with the Orange, our second group, and he'd go in the tank. I'm like, Robbie, you can't go. What happens in a game if you make a mistake in the second quarter? Are you done for the rest of the game? So just teaching him through that mental aspect of the game, kind of through this quarterback competition, has been good really for all of them. Yeah.
This is what I want to make sure I understand. So you mentioned with the reps, basically you split them. How do you go about splitting them in that way?
Yeah. We just kind of rotate them back and forth. Like, one guy will go with the 1s and the 2s and the 3s. And then next set of plays, then Robbie go with 1s, 2s, and 3s. So it's all evenly distributed. Every rep is calculated and it's charted. So we know, like, even at the end of the scrimmage, we thought one of the quarterbacks wasn't getting enough. So, hey, let's put him in to make sure he gets those reps, because we want to make sure we make the decision. We have all the information we need for all 3 of these guys to make the best decision for our team.
And then the follow-up, sorry, I'm going to cut somebody else, but the follow-up here, how has Holden been? I know, obviously, we're talking about Kiesau and Ashford and so on, but how's Holden and how's he doing?
He's doing good. It's just he's just really young. He needs some time to develop and get better, which he will. Excuse me. And it's just right now the precedent is more just on these other three guys right now, the transfers. And not say Holden didn't do it or didn't get a chance. It just as kind of camp went on, you kind of saw the older guys kind of mature a little bit, and he just needs more time to mature and really kind of learn the system and have that college command.
Tom Green, you mentioned with Zach, he's had some good days, had some bad days, and consistency just being the main focus for him. But what's it been like for him, being limited in the spring, but now since he's been back, just what have you seen?
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it, because in the spring he was limited and couldn't really do anything. So I think what he wanted to do is he wanted to jump in so fast and just get going, and thought he'd just kind of jump in where he left off before he got hurt. So I think that's been the biggest adjustment for him, is just kind of getting acclimated and he gets his opportunities. And then, it's kind of the reps he's going to get. How does he respond? And we're still working through it with him, to be honest with you. All these guys, really. I mean, all the quarterbacks still, it's a work in progress. And that's why, like right now, we don't know who the guy is tonight.
Eric, Nathan King, Auburn 247. Besides the quarterbacks, who else do you think had a good scrimmage today? We heard about Damari and Camden as guys who kind of stuck out last week. Who were some of those big performers today?
Again, it's hard to say, because a lot of it was short field. It wasn't really, it was red zone, not a lot of field, goal line, not a lot of field. So you can't really see the running back go and kind of, they did a good job, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing flashy about that. Like, I don't even know what their numbers are, but I would be surprised if each running back ran for 25 yards or less. You know what I'm saying? Just because it was a different type of scrimmage. Yeah.
A couple
What
of
do you think for the offensive line?
I'm sorry?
What do you think for the offensive line and anybody throughout camp made some real serious progress?
I think it's been good from the standpoint of a lot of the older guys. They were out for spring with, just some minor things, got to get them cleaned up, keep them healthy. And then now they've come back and you see their progress. Now, it was slow at first, to be honest with you. Now it's kind of picking up, and they're really kind of getting in their groove right now, which we need to kind of continue to do as we get in, obviously, in the season. But they're all doing really good. They really are. I wouldn't really point out one particular player, so to speak. But it's a good unit right now, and we got to continue to build on that. Because I say it all the time in the offense, it all starts with those guys. The guys up front, we're going to win and lose games off of those guys and how we protect the quarterback and how we block up front for the running backs. And that's a good thing. Everybody always wants to look at the quarterback, but it's only as good as those guys up front. And I think I'm very pleased with where they are right now. Coach Friend's done a great job, and we'll kind of continue that as we get closer to the first game.
A couple of personnel questions. Was Tank able to go today, and who did you work at center?
We had a few guys rotating through. Tank, he did not go, not because anything bad. It was just we wanted to get those other guys reps. Tank had a lot at the beginning, so we wanted to get the other two guys some more reps. And so there was nothing really wrong with Tank. It was just more of getting those other guys reps. They needed it. Damar's had a great camp. He's doing really good. Last scrimmage, he did a great job. We want to kind of build on that because we're going to need him. You need in this league, as you guys know, game 8, 9, 10, you need 3 or 4 backs just because of the type of league we're in.
And Tate Johnson, Brandon Counselor, guys worked at center today?
Yeah, we're kind of rotating all those through. Yeah, sorry, I didn't answer that question. Yeah, rotating all those guys through. And Tate's doing a good job. He really is. He's doing a great job. And Brandon helps us get a little more size in there, which I think we'll need when we see some of these D line we're going to see. They're doing good.
Malcolm Johnson was mentioned about a week or two ago as having a good camp. Has he continued that? Has he stepped it up, you feel like?
He is. He's doing well. Like I said, I think he's the guy that can really run and get it out there, and we got to find creative ways to get him the ball, which I think Coach Hillier's done a great job with him. Really, that whole group developing him. But yeah, I'm looking for big things from him this year.
Is there a possibility that Brahms can be back to the start of the season? Or
yeah, we're still working through it. Yeah, absolutely, he could be.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, you got it. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.